Batman.
Yeah. It's loud.
Are you staying for the party?
Oh boy, here comes another fiery hoop. Here comes another opportunity to show what I can do. To dance with the big guns. To dance with the big guns? Is that a thing?
What's going on? Can you guys hear me? Am I deaf? Can you hear me talking right now? Yes. That's good.
There we go. We got some echo. That's great. We love that. Episode 8. What can I say, Tegan? We're ready. We're not prepared, but we're ready.
Who would have thunk it? We're nearly at double digits, and I nearly missed the show. I was just chilling out at home, and I had to message you and go, "Hey, what time's this show start?" You said 45 minutes. And I had to. I'm house sitting at the moment, about 20 minutes away, so I had to really get a move on.
Well, like we say, we're just never ready. We're just always prepared. And it's episode 8, and it's been a couple of huge weeks, whether it's been work or whether it's been going away and doing shows or whatever it's been, and we just threw it together this week, and luckily enough, we managed to get a guest. I don't know how that happened. The funny story about that is I actually was sending you a message, and he was below you on Messenger, and I sent your message to him, and he said back, "Oh, what, you got a podcast going on? I can come on." And I thought, well, hey, why not? Why not talk to someone who does burnouts? We're talking about a bit about Red Centre Nats this week. Obviously, I just got back, so yeah, Jakey Myers coming on in a couple of minutes. We'll get him on very shortly. But what have you been up to this week?
Make sure you don't accidentally send him some other stuff that you send him normally on a late night. It's he probably won't appreciate that much. But I haven't really been up to much. It's been a bit of a quiet week on the motorsports front. Obviously, the Red Centre Nats, I would have loved to have been there, but it's just a whole lot going on at work at the moment. It's fairly busy for me and been doing heaps of stuff, so wasn't quite able to get down there and take some time away. But it's pretty quiet, but it's good though. We've just made an announcement today. Well, sorry, the Darwin Junior Sedan Club has just made an announcement that they're going to run a race meeting on the 10th of October, which will be it's presented by the Darwin Junior Sedans, and basically it's the idea behind it is so that they're running their own junior development program, and the whole idea will be that they can get out on their home track. They've been doing some racing down in Catherine Speedway, which will be on this Saturday night. But, they're going to be able to come back out on the 10th of October. So it'll be a one night only for the 2020 season for Northline Speedway. So we'll have to go down there and cut some weeds down that are all around the track and make sure the joint's looking a little bit maintained and make sure the bars are still there.
You would have drunk everything left in the bar by now, wouldn't you? Just so you got
I think we've still got some stock. That's not a bad idea, actually.
I see you got new stairs. Northline Speedway's got some new stairs.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. So, NT government coming back on board and helping us out with one of their grants. And, we've been able to – we've got the concrete steps that have been there for forever and a day, basically since the joint was built. And then, I think it was like 2010 we terraced that area and put grass in. And so there's been that grassed area there that's great for sitting on. But unfortunately, during a race meeting, it gets a little bit slippery and it's tricky to navigate the way down. So, basically got a big set of stairs.
At the end of the night, it's tricky to navigate down.
Oh, no. Not me. Not me. I'm already down the bottom of the hill, so it's no problem.
It's all right at the start of the night. It's pretty bad at the end of the night, I can tell you.
Yeah, rock climbing my way up at the end. That's the tough part. But so stairs that are going to go right through the centre of the terraced area at Northline Speedway. So huge thanks to obviously the NT government for doing that. It's some great local contractors working on that, which is good too, supporting the local businesses in Darwin. So yeah, great things for Northline Speedway, just keeping on improving the whole area there. And as I said just before, Catherine Speedway's on this Saturday night, so make sure you if you're in the area or keen to go down for something, go check that out. But other than that, we're waiting for the next round of ICOT to kick back off, Matty.
Yeah, that's next Tuesday night. Back to a bit of virtual Chariots of Thunder. I can't wait for that one. And that's our penultimate round. We've only got 2 left. Then we've got to keep the penultimate. You like that big word, hey?
I like it, eh?
I had to learn that. It's been 10 years of commentary to learn that word and understand what it means.
But that's going to be a cool one. We're going to Knoxville Raceway this Tuesday night, and we're looking like we're still going to have the good field of 30 cars. We're starting to see a few of the guys drop off. I think it's a little bit more tougher than they first anticipated. But hopefully still have a full field of 30 cars. Knoxville Raceway, one of my favourite tracks on iRacing. It's a pretty cool track. Gets a bit of a cushion there, and you can run around. So we'll see what happens and see what we can do during that, and go from there. But I'm pretty excited for that one. Two rounds left to go. Kiki Fallon's still holding out the top spot there, and I think he might be the quiet achiever who gets the job done. I think he I think he might hold this one out.
Yeah. And he got some incident points as well, I think. So he kept down the low incidents and got
Yeah.
through. It's going to be interesting, like you say, Knox, that little cushion on the inside too, which you grab your wheel on that. I actually went on the other night for a couple of minutes. And once you get your front wheel up on that, it just grabs you and turns you over. So it's going to be interesting once we put them around. What's that?
Just before we go any further, we got 20 viewers right now. That's
20. We've tripled.
That's a.
You know what that is? That's Jake Myers sharing that around. That's not us.
That's a new record for do not disrupt the commentator.
Just rub, yes. Well, we'll talk about that a bit later. How about we just get him on? Let's get if you know Burnout, if you want to ask Jake a question, throw it in the comments. Well, let's get him on now and just bring him on. Jakey, we'll let you load up in the second. You're coming. It's virtual. It's slow. Look, here we go. We've got Jake Myers, mate. What are you, the Prince of Burnouts, and your old man's the king?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, but he won Masters in 2019. So
that's so long ago. I tell you what.
2019. Yeah, it feels only like yesterday, but a lot's happened between now and then. With fires and obviously then COVID and stuff. So yeah.
How are you keeping you? Because obviously you're down in Victoria. How's it all going down there? You're just staying at home and working. That's about it.
Yeah, just doing a bit of stuff from home, mate. But work's shut up at the moment. We're just trying to get some permits and stuff so we can get back to work. But we're just waiting it out a bit, and then hopefully, we can get back to wrapping some cars and smashing it out.
What have you been doing in your time off? Have you got anything going on with Sicko, or is it just in the shed at your old man's? Or
well, yeah, because I'm obviously in Victoria. My parents are up in New South. Obviously, I can't work on my car, but it would be good actually to be quarantined up in New South at my parents' place. But that means that my old man will be working me to the bone. But that's all right. But at the moment, I'm just stuck down in Melbourne, so just doing a bit here and there at my place here in Melbourne, but. Yeah, nothing really to work on at the moment. So,
yeah, it's pretty hard down there. So, have you caught up with any of the Burnout guys down there? Sort of keeping on chat groups with them and stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's hard because obviously, like in New South and Western Australia, they're all working and stuff. So, it's like all day. I just wait until everyone knocks off, and then. But it's not really much happening at all.
I tell you what, there's got a lot of people working on cars. I can see that over social media. If you check it out, a lot of people reckon they're sort of getting their stuff done while they can. What else are you going to do, really? A lot of people have probably had parts sitting in their shed for a long time. They've just done nothing with.
Yeah, that's right. It's sort of a bit of time up your sleeve. You can finish off a few things, that you've been working on, like trying to find time to get finished. And it's good. It's good. So give me old man a break from it. Anyways, he gets to do a bit of work around the house and.
I'm happy. That's all that's going to do.
Yeah, that's it.
He's probably itching, I was actually going to ask you that question because, I suppose a lot of people, you can grab a junkyard car or a Manger and go and have some fun in the burnouts. And it's pretty simple, throw $20 of unleaded in and whatever tires you can scrounge off the trailer. But, what goes into preparing one of these pro burnout cars? You got one of many that are getting around the country now. What sort of goes into getting that ready for a burnout competition?
Well, it's a lot of work, especially me working and living in Melbourne, and then the car living in New South Wales in country New South. Obviously, my old man, he's a mechanic and spray painter by trade, so he does pretty much most of the maintenance on it himself. And I just pretty much fly in, like you guys say, Hollywood's flying in to do kids.
Yeah, we've said that a couple of times, haven't we?
Yeah, but I try and get up there as much. I go up there pretty much every weekend when it's obviously I can't at the moment because of COVID. But yeah, I'm up there flat out, just maintaining cars and helping do anything really. But it's a lot of work to get a car ready for a show. Really, it's just you got to just get the car ready. Obviously, pack the trailer, and then it's a big drive to wherever you're going. It was at the start of the year. We last minute decision. We decided to go to Perth for motivation, it was literally last second, and Dad jumped in the truck, come down to Melbourne, and that's another little story to chat about. You want to chat about the Camaro that's in Perth. We just shot over to Perth. It was 2.5 days, I think.
2.5 solid days, I reckon.
Yeah, like me and Dad smashed it. Like we, everyone was like, "Your old man's a machine." Like he loves just driving. Like, but yeah, so we went over there and it was a big drive. Obviously, I didn't fly over. I just jumped in with him because that was the whole thing with picking up the Camaro. We would do a double stint, me driving, him racing, and so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I know, like, the amount of oil you got to pack. I mean, how many burnouts do you do before an oil change?
Well, normally you go to a burnout comp. It's normally either a qualifier then a finals, or it's either 2 qualifiers and then a final. So we normally do 2 skids and then change the oil. Newlon, they actually sponsor us, so yeah, they supply the oil. So they just say we got the oil, so may as well change it. So, and it's just better for the engine too. Like I'm sure we could go longer, but it's just obviously with methanol and just warming it up, it just gets oil fuel into the oil, and yeah. So if we don't warm it up to 40 whatever on the race pack, if we start at 20, like temperature wise, it's when we come off the pad, we check the puke tank and it's just full of methanol. And like if we warm it up enough and then we come off, it's literally probably a drop of like methanol and that's it, like it's just what it is.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and like we saw that on the weekend at Red Centre. That's a couple of spew tanks there. The amount of methanol coming out of them causes some engine bay fires and stuff like that. So it's gone to the next world, burnouts. Really, I mean, Tegan doesn't understand a thing about this, do you, Tegan?
Well,
you and Noel just having a conversation.
I was actually, Matt Nolsey just tuning in to have a quick conversation with me on the side. But I was about to say my first car was a HZ Kingswood, and I only changed the oil every 100,000, and I did plenty of burnouts in between, so it was no real problem. Yeah, but I guess we're talking different machines here, aren't we?
Yeah,
I can relate a little bit here.
The good old Kinger, mate. That's what it's got. I love hearing Thorpe's on watching us tonight too. You remember Thorpe, don't you? Yeah, he's in the Go the Panthers. Go the Panthers. I tell you what. I'm just going to see if my software can block him. That's what we're going to do. I tell you what, he's actually put me on a pretty good podcast, old Thorpe. It's called Power and Speed. Check out these couple of American guys over in the States, and they get a lot of good guests on, talk a lot about performance stuff. So if you're listening, Power and Speed, go and check that one out on YouTube. It's not too bad. But yeah, let's should we keep going on with burnouts? Maybe. Got something, Tegan? You got something you know about burnouts?
You can swap it around if you want.
I know I was terrible at them. I still need to get down to the Burnouts Darwin shows. I had Beck Harris in my office the other day talking to me about some Worth stuff, and I still need to get down to one of those shows because it sounds like a whole lot of fun, and maybe then I'll be able to participate in a conversation every now and then.
I also told Rob Berry that you should do the roll racing when I was down at Red Centres.
I actually seen him today. So
yeah, did he bail you up?
No, he didn't. He seen me in Bunnings and asked why I was spending so much money.
Jake, one of the other things I probably wanted to ask you was, what's your earliest memory of being in the shed with your old man?
Well, it's I remember like we were building. So when I was 15, we were building the 2 Insane, which is Dad hasn't actually shown that a lot. It's been the Darwin Hidden Valley Raceway there for a little private meet they did, and I can't remember who with. But it was to do with the V8s. He did a few laps, actually.
He went up for the all-board day, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he brought it up for the all-board day with Timmy.
Yeah, so I just remember back them days, like I was going through some old folders on my computer looking at the build shots that actually haven't been posted anywhere, and I was just like, I might upload them. But, yeah, just like from, import, like actually that was I had a big influence on actually choosing the car that Dad wanted to build with that. We're actually going to build a Nissan 200 that's SX or something. I can't remember exactly what model, but we decided we'll go with American Muscle, something late model. So we went with the 2005 GT Mustang. It was only a 6-cylinder. So yeah, he imported that as a roller. Actually, not as a roller, sorry, as a wreck. So had to actually import the drivetrain in another container. So he didn't get done for import due, like as a registered car. So you can't ever get it registered here in Australia. But I just remember back them days, like just getting Traverna Bros. They actually did a bit of work on it down here in Melbourne. And then Dad just got most of the work done. He did it most himself back in the Ranger in the shed. And just travel in Australia, really. Like, it's just, I know no different, really. It's in my blood, so.
It's just what you do, second nature. I tell you what, that Mustang, though, that you're in now, that used to be, your old man used to drive, used to do burnouts, and it used to be registered.
Yeah.
I reckon that's travelled more of Australia than most people have.
No, I reckon it's killed that many tyres. I wish they'd kept count of all the tyres it's bloody blowing, mate, but it's,
You would have seen some wild times. I mean, Big Gaz and talks about the old days of Summernats every now and then, and all that sort of stuff. I reckon that's seen some wild times, that car.
Yeah, it's definitely lived a long life, and who knows, in the near future it would be retiring the car. So we're building a new burnout car. It's in the build. It's pretty top secret. But yeah, Dad
but we've got like 13 viewers now, so.
I've let out a few little secrets on it and a few other podcasts. I went on the Summernats podcast there, but at the start of coronavirus. But yeah, so Dad will get his car back and he's going to build a 351 Windsor, I think it is, and it might pro charge it or something. But who knows? You might get back in it and start skidding it again. Who knows? So yeah.
He keeps saying he's not going to. He keeps saying he loves the power skids, but
he doesn't know what he wants to do. He's either one thing or another.
Yeah, no, I know it's in his blood too. He's a machine, though, your old man. I tell you what, watch him unload that transporter, put everything back on, all the shows like Gazanats, whether it be WA, NT. He is an absolute machine. I don't think any of us could keep up with him.
No, he just loves it, especially driving that 7-car transporter around. Like, he just cruises up the centre, straight up to Darwin, and just gets the job done, really.
But you're knocking over your coffee, Tegan.
Yeah. Stand by, lads. I'll be back in 5. I got my union mandated smoker. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. Oh, Gary, who we got here? Mike. Gary wants to go fishing for flatties. Yeah, well, he does like going down the river too.
That's me mate Mike Roycroft. He actually just finished his Valiant. Did you see that on Blind Motorsport?
Yeah, I actually saw that. I was going to ask, but I was trying to load it up here earlier, but I just, like I say, always ready, never prepared. But that's things insane over in WA.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, he actually messaged me. He's like, "I'm going to stir you up on the live feed tonight." So.
And he's gone the PSI blower as well.
Yeah, no, it's been in the build for a fair while now, and if anyone goes have a look at that on Blind Motorsport page, it's a bloody weapon of a car, that thing.
And that's got a Hemi. I quickly had a look at it. I think I saw the plugs in the top, so it's Hemi as well.
It's an Indy. I don't know much about Hemis, but it's pretty serious setup.
When you say Hemi, PSI blower, Blown Motorsports, I don't think you need to worry about anything else, do you?
Right. Yeah,
mild streeter, he's written.
That's it. Well, you would have seen George's car, buddy, at Gazan, when he blew the bloody blower off the thing. That was pretty crazy, mate.
Oh no, he's got a prop. He's come back with a prop.
Yeah, look, there was a purpose. I wanted to show that I could be involved in this conversation a little bit. I got this.
Hey, that's an oldie.
That is an oldie, 2003. That would have been when he came up for the supercars, I reckon, to do skids.
Yeah, haven't seen that one around for a while.
So 13-year-old me went to the V8 in a corporate tent for the first time with the panel beating shed that I was working for, and I was pretty impressed with old Gaz and decided to go purchase one of his photos with the $5 an hour that I earned. That was 3 weeks pay. I had to get in advance, but I got the autograph on there. So yeah, I knew I had that in my room. I just was thinking as we were going through that, I thought, I reckon that's under my bed somewhere here.
What else did you find under there?
Let's
stuff we can't show on. Stuff we can't show on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, do you want me to go get more props?
No. Yeah, back to Blow Motorsport. Yeah, that thing's insane. That VF Commodore. He had that for sale too, and I know I saw him on the Summernats podcast. He said, "Look, if it goes, it goes." But PSI blown small block. That thing, we heard it hit 11,000 RPM on the second day. That was insane.
Yeah, he's updated a few things on it there now with the new fuel pump and stuff because he he hadn't updated that from his old setup. So now it's all got all the bells and whistles that it needs, and it goes hard. It's still for sale too. He actually messaged me. He said it's in my road. I need to sell it.
Yeah, it's interesting to listen to him say that he's just so busy working on everyone's car that he you can't do your own properly.
Yeah, that's correct, mate. It's just like Dad, like my old man just sold his engine out of Agro XA, so he, it's so hard to try and maintain one car, let alone two, and there's only so much one person can do. So it's hard work, but especially when you're building engines for a lot of pro burnout cars, especially like Matt James, like he's got two.
And punishment, punishment, absolute punishment.
Yeah, it's
well, now he's building a drag car.
Yeah, I've seen that on the drag news. They posted that up at Tirana. Yeah, a pretty weapon-looking thing.
I mean, and Matty James also getting in, what are they, the 305 cube sprint cars they got over in WA, I think it is. Teagues, you seen those before?
Yeah, there's a couple of different sorts. WA, they definitely get into some different things. So, yeah, there's 305 cubes and yeah, they're the nice entry-level sort of car, and they're pretty awesome to run around in. So sort of that next step up from wingless sprint, you get to have the wings on the top and get a bit of side bite in the car. So, yeah, that's WA. It's got. I think they even have like V8 wingless sprints over there as well, which is another wild class. So
yeah.
And Matty James, crazy man. I tell you what, and some of the cars he's got. Did I see he just opened up a fab shop as well?
Yeah, I've seen I got an invite actually to like his page. I can't remember what the name was.
He's doing a bit over there. Yeah, he's pretty crazy, but he loves this sort of like anything to do with an engine. I reckon that guy. And he's just a genuinely nice guy too.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like he went back to back. Well, what was it like first and second at Burnout Masters? In Canberra. Like that's next level there.
Yeah, two cars, big event. Yeah, that is pretty insane to do. I mean, it's a pretty crazy year this year. He didn't come over this year, actually, which is a bit of a shame not to see him there at some of that. I mean, the WA guys. There you go, Stealth Fabrication. Mike's onto it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, check that out if you're over in WA. They'll be doing a fair bit of work, I reckon. Because did I see Ballistics got his car in there?
Yeah, actually.
Got a VL build.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think it's actually a new one. It's a new VL. That's a blue shelled VL. I think he's still got his other red one with this other setup. So,
and he's got a VE that I think he's going to blow the bumpers off his head pretty soon. Yeah. So they'll be getting a bit itchy over there because I mean it's 2 weeks quarantine to go back into WA, so they can get out, but getting back into a bit of a mission. So they're probably tied up. They probably get a bit of travel. Like Northern Nats this year, I just noticed that just came out that they're going to postpone that till next year now, which is a bit of a shame. But I know a lot of the WA guys love to get up to North Queensland.
Yeah, no, Paulie, he loves driving them trucks, all over Australia.
Yeah, I know. Normally he loves coming to Gaznat's Darwin because he's a sprint car boy. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He did threaten if he pulled the B double up, if there was a spare spot, he was going to bring his son's junior up.
Okay.
He did threaten that one year. He said, well, next year I'll bring the junior up if there's a spare spot. But I mean, the Burnout guys, they come up to Gaznat's Darwin, don't they? They love the track up there. So normally we miss out on Chariots of Thunder because we're doing skids over the other side.
We can hear them. We can definitely hear them.
And I miss out on the Gaznats. I don't think I've been to one show yet now because of Chariots every year. It just keeps us apart, Matty.
It keeps us apart. Whenever I'm in Darwin, this is the only way me and Tees get together. Whenever I go to Darwin, he's too busy. Last time it was drifting, he couldn't make it. Gaznats can't make it. Tell you what, he's going to have to make a choice.
Yeah, no, that's it.
All right, I'll make a stance here. Speedway's done. I'll give it up.
Is McKay watching? There'll be a comment in 2 seconds. It's me or Speedway, Tegan. You can't have both.
Speedway's done.
Oh, actually, well, let's bring up this Camaro because this has found a new owner. You bought this one back over from WA, which used to be the old Grudge. And, you bought it back over, and unfortunately it's had to be moved on, but it's going to a burnout home.
Yeah, so the whole story behind this is Brendan from Perth. He actually imported the Camaro. It was actually a 7-second twin-turbo LS, and that was a Grudge. That's why they called it Grudge. It was actually Grudge King's outlaw car. Like they just raced it in, like where they're throwing money, like just like street outlaws. And he brought that over. and Blonde Motorsport had a big involvement in it. They pretty much set the whole thing up. It's all set up. It's got all the bells and whistles, and then it all come about. Brendan was away for work. He literally had no time to spend on the car, like even take the car out. So he put it up for sale. I'm pretty close mates with Brendan, and I sent the link to my boss, and he was like, "Oh, bloody, why not? It's a good little business opportunity to promote the business." And my dad was actually going to go with my boss to Perth to pick it up because my boss doesn't have a trailer to pick up, obviously a durable one to make it all the big track across, So I jumped in with my old man. That's when all the whole motivation thing come about, and went across with my old man and picked it up. Then my boss was like, "Oh, well, you may as well enter it in the motivation and buddy take it for a spin. No burnouts though." But Dad actually entered it in his name. So when the Motorplex put up the entry list, everyone had seen that it was the Camaro entered in Gary Myers. So everyone was like, "Oh, straight on the band bus, mate!" Like, "Oh, Gary Myers has got a Chev, this, that."
I saw social media go wild. It was great. Is this Gary's car? What's going on? Has Gary gone to a Chev? Yeah.
And it's funny, like you put something on the social medias, and everyone's quick to jump on the bandwagon, but it's not actually our car, but it's actually my boss owned it, and he's just sold it on. So it's tough times here in Victoria, like with work. Like we've actually just shut down the shop for a bit. Not even sure if we'll open back up, but I'm sure we will once everything goes back to normal. But so my boss sold it to
Marshy's picked it up, hasn't he?
In Sydney. So I hate Ford.
Yeah. He's just moved his VE on about a month ago. Said he was getting a cruiser, and I reckon we could have put bets on how long Marshy was going to stay out of the burnout scene.
Well, it was funny because he put up his VE. I think it was a few weeks before. My boss actually put it up on the page, and he couldn't get any buyers. So I said, "Well, I'll put it up on me socials," and I shared it. I had a message in like the next hour from Marshy saying, "Hey mate, can you send me a phone number?" And I was like, "Yeah, no worries." So he called me up and just told him a few things about the car, and he said, "Oh, well, I've passed me boss's number on," and he called him up and whipped up a deal, and it's heading to Sydney. So everyone in Sydney and that side of town will start to see it around the scene a bit more, and who knows, you might see it on the burnout pad soon. So it'd be good to see it smash some tyres. But wait till he hasn't even seen it in person. So I reckon when he sees it, he's going to be like, "Oh my god, I can't skid this thing. It's too nice."
I can't wait to see it, to be quite honest. So I'm the same. I've only ever seen it in photos. But what was it, a 377 Cube or something with an 871?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's got all everything. You can really put on the bloody pro burnout car. So
Mate, that could sit there in motivation in Motor-X. Mate, that could be right up the top of any show car that you wanted, really.
Yeah, it actually made the trek over from Perth back in 2000.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I saw it at Motor-X.
Yeah, it was a few years ago. It actually made the trek over. I'm not sure how they went in judging or anything, but I think they just come over just to show it. Yeah.
So I suppose when I run into someone that's crew this weekend, they'll be trying to talk to Marsh about bringing it down next year. Because Motor-X, got postponed, unfortunately, this year, but they're still talking February next year, getting it back down to Melbourne.
Yep. No, it's hopefully pretty spewing about that because we were actually meant to be doing demo burnouts here at the showgrounds.
Wasn't it exhibition driving? I think it was the word there.
Trying to drift.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's part of the guys that do the drift demos too. Yeah.
No, so we look forward to that next year. Motor-X in here in Melbourne. So
yeah, that should be fantastic. Red Centenats. Now you actually watch this on the OVO Play live stream.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Like how did that come through for you guys? It was pretty sort of faultless.
Yeah, like I just seen the post on Facebook on Thursday. I logged in on the OVO website and they had it all there ready to go. It was $10. Viewing literally the big hitters, drag racing, the championships, and then the Masters finals and the qualifying. it was pretty cool actually to see the sky cam. It's crazy how much you see just by the sky cam, and then you see footage from the side of the pad, and you can't see nothing. It's like you may as well judge it from the sky cam.
I've always said the best place to be during the burnouts is up in the scissor lift or at a high platform because you can see down on them. It does make a big difference.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, that cable cam was impressive. They I was asking, they get about 40 minutes out of the batteries. and then on the Saturday night for the heavy hitters, they actually strung it across the drag strip near the start line.
Oh, okay. I thought, yeah.
So that's how they did that rather than having a boom camera. So that was, mate, the heavy hitters are pretty insane this year. I mean, last year they put up, what do they have? They had a 7, 8, and 9 second category. They had about 15 grand in prize money. This year they had 24 grand in prize money. They had a 6 second bracket, a 7 second bracket, an 8 second bracket. They all got 5K first prize.
Yeah,
Then they had a 9, 10, 11, and 12. Oh, you're still commenting. I can see that. Waiting for Jackie to yell at us. Then they had a 9, 10, 11 second bracket as well. So, and they had bikes there this year, and Big Gaz was too soft to come down. That's basically what happened there. He could have left his bike and then come back 2 weeks later for NT titles, but he's getting soft.
Yeah, I was feeling I didn't see Simon Daly in his toxic. I think he won the big hitters last year. It was a green top, big hitter.
Yeah, he was in the 7-7. Yeah, because he was up against Todd Knight, and Todd Knight broke out with a 690 last year. This year, Todd was down there and very upset he didn't put his car back together. He was down there with Craig Davies.
Yep.
And those boys bought that. That's like 4 years since Craig had that Mustang out, and good to see him get that out there, get himself a win. It was in the 8 second bracket.
Okay.
I reckon they'll go a little bit quicker on that one. Sorry, he was in the 7s as well, actually. He was in the 7s, but they went 7:26, I think, in the end, but they turned the second stage of nitrous on. So they were in a 6:27 with one stage and then just started to roll it in. It's actually funny. There's someone up in Darwin there, Teagues, who's bought themselves a hub dyno. That's not the traditional dyno there. And I said, how'd you go on the hub dyno? I know you can run the big cars on. I see a lot of videos in the States and stuff. And he said, well, we tested it out. We put it through its paces. The stickers started peeling off the side, so I was getting pretty warm. So, but I mean, he's got huge amounts of nitrous on that thing. That thing's 706 cubes from memory, and I reckon stage 1's about 400 shot. So, like stage 2 is probably another 250, 300. I don't know. Todd would know, but the boys they were having a good time down there with the drag. I tell you what, the drags is really good at Red Centre Nats. It's something that you could. I know a few of the burnout guys actually got into it this year. They started with 106 entries. And we broke some cars on the first day because they just have grudge matching all day. So they actually broke a heap of cars during the grudge matching during the day. I think we had about 85, 86 cars in the end and bikes. So, the heavy hitters is getting better and better at Red Centre Nats, and the money just goes up. And I really would love to see some drag challenge guys go that with the street registered 7 and 8 second cars. I reckon that would be insane.
I seen last year, actually, Matt Lumper.
Yeah, Lumper was there.
Great. Yeah, he does all right. Was he there this year?
No, but he's out of Victoria, isn't he?
Yes. Correct. Yes. So
Troy David wasn't back this year. He got grand champion last year, and he ran a 7 second pass or something crazy on a radial before he blew the intake manifold up.
FJ?
Sorry?
Is that FJ?
FJ, the grey one. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't back this year, but I mean, I know Troy doesn't do things in halves if it's not ready now. I mean, the guys from MPW Performance down your way in Victoria were doing all the tuning on that, so that thing's insane. But I'll tell you what, they got some big cars actually. Let's have a look. The grand champion was actually Graham Miller in this Mad EH. Yeah, that thing was nice. So it's much like someone has to go to Road to Grand Champion. You got to be in the shed for the show and shine. You got to come out to the drags and race on the Sunday. They got to do a Motorcana at Lasseter's Casino. They have to get the car dirty. It has to do grass events. Well, if you don't do it, you don't get the points.
Yep.
And they do the street parade as well, I think. So plus I know Owen Webb was busy all weekend, mate. But that was insane, that car, and it ran a 10. Don't quote me on this one, but it was a 1070, I think, when they actually did the drag racing. So it's got a bit of go about it.
Not bad for a bloody grand champion car.
Well, that's the question. When you get when you build your new car and you go to Red Sentinats next, you reckon you'll have a crack at the drag racing?
Yeah, I've actually been in talks with Owen Webb about that. He said, yeah, 100. Like when we get it ready, like when it's ready to in the stages of finishing, we'll unveil it at Summonats. Not sure when, and then go for grand champion at Summonats in Canberra, and then we'll go to Motorex, and then we'll go to Red Sentinats. So yeah, who knows what the future brings, mate.
So it's not a junkie you're putting together then?
Oh no, mate! It's been in 4 years in the build. 4 years. It's been a while. So
Tegan, someone's asking you to talk. Cherie wants you to talk. Is your mic on?
Hey, Cherie, how are you? She can just communicate with me through message if she wants.
no, we kicked him off after he said he hasn't been to Gazanats.
Yeah. She'll be against me now too. She'll be like, nah. All right, keep him from talking then.
That's it.
You know what's worse? Big Gaz is watching the bunnies rather than watch the show.
Not cool, Gaza.
Yeah, I know. Do you even know that bloke?
I was gonna say, well, my dad Gaza is probably watching this right now on the computer.
You reckon? You reckon he is?
Oh, I did send the link to my old lady. So
Yeah, she'll be having a look. It's good to see them. They're down there. Hopefully, I mean, I moved closer to those guys, and I only see them at Gaznats.
gotta make the trip to America, mate, to visit them, mate.
Yeah, I know. I keep saying that, and up until COVID, I think I had something on every weekend. Moving down here was crazy, and Burnout Masters again this weekend. So back over, going to sneak into the back road to Sydney and run away. Look, there's Debbie. She's on.
Ah, true. Yeah.
Let's have a look at this one though. The Burnout Championships winner was Scotty Seville for Red Sentinats this year, and that's a beautiful photo by our mate Tim Nicol Photography. So it is a good shot. The Wizard, mate. He come from Tasmania, and what's crazy about him, and of course it was Cody Free that come over with him and Froffen. They have to isolate on the way back, so they had to use like 3 different trucks to get it there. There's like 4 different flights each way. And when they get home, they got 2 weeks isolation, but they came anyway.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah, that's some dedication there.
Oh, and I'll give it to you. The guys from BG Engines have screwed this one together. I think it's a 400 cube LS. But he told me he was going to take the 9,000 chip out. They're going to turn it up a bit. It sounded actually really impressive on the burnout pad.
It did really, when it revved up, it was like, that's tough. Yeah.
Mate, it was tough. I mean, BG Engine's starting to pump out some real serious. I mean, they have for a long time, but I tell you what, the LS thing. I mean, when LSs first come out in the scene, you just didn't see them rev like that, did you?
You can't find a reliable LS that's with mechanical injected, anyways. Like, you know, it's one of them things. You hit and miss in a fair bit until you find the right setup. And that's, you know, when you hit the right setup, you're pretty well to go. So.
Yeah, I think it's like anything else, mate. The dry sump.
No, that's right.
You know, get the port nozzles in. Back-to-back champion, though, for the Masters. Whoa, Gerzakowski, one tough HG in that. What's known as Barney, the beautiful purple HG. What do you reckon of that one, Teagues?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Goes all right for a show car?
Yeah, looks half decent, doesn't it? Far out. What a paint job.
I nearly felt bad for him because he drinks Budweiser. But he did give us Budweiser after the show. It was too late to bribe us because he'd already won. And they don't actually taste too bad on a Sunday afternoon after doing a car show for 4 days. In fact, they tasted really good.
I mean, a free beer is a free beer, really, isn't it?
Yeah. No, you know, he's a good Queenslander. I think he's already back on the coast. So those guys are motored home. They've motored back to the coast. So I was kind of hoping we'll see him at Burnout Masters this weekend, but I don't think he's coming over.
No, I actually messaged him and said congrats on the win, and I said good luck at Sydney at Burnout Masters, and he said nah, we're spewing. They've got a quarantine back in Brisbane for 2 weeks. So,
oh really?
Yeah, if it was a few 3 weeks away, he probably could have got away with it. So
I didn't think he had to quarantine going back.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. So.
Well,
not sure what the go is, especially with I think the Brisbane to New South Wales there's a quarantine.
Yeah, I know when you come back in, we had to fly in direct, from ACT, so we couldn't go anywhere and then get over to NT. So it was pretty crazy. And the guys from Summonats, they were up there like 5 weeks early. The core crew, they went up just in case. Like that's insane what they had to go through.
Yeah.
But another good show. In Red Sen Nats 06. Great show. Can't wait for next year. Heavy hitters, burnouts, and fingers crossed we're a bit back to normality, because I reckon there's going to be some big names there next year.
Yeah, well, that's we had planned to go actually, well, obviously because we're going to be in Darwin for Gazanats a few weeks before, and then obviously Dad does the trek down, stays in the Red Centre, then we fly. Everyone flies up. That's pretty much on the truck, and does Red Centre as well. So it's a big hit this year, I think. Without obviously the big trucks coming from Western Australia and Victoria and New South. So, but no, we look forward to come back next year and giving it a crack. But I just want to give one shout out to John O'Kelly for that killer skid. I just thought that was a killer skid, mate.
I don't think there was much in it really at the time. And Jay Chuntai, who come third in the Masters,
he did very well
crazy
too.
Suzuki. But yeah, John O'Kelly can steer. He can steer, that's for sure.
Yeah, hit all the boxes, ticks all the boxes. Yeah. So,
and I mean, we were stirring him up on the live stream that he'd up the. We were hoping we're going to stir Brett up there, Brett Nidri with the tuner, because we were telling him he was doing 9,800. I don't know if he's quite going that high, but that's what we were telling Brett anyway.
That's it.
I did like the. I mean, Jono, he's got about 3 phone books under him and 2 pillows behind him, so he can reach the steering wheel.
I did very, very well.
But that thing. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I was going to say, and Dave didn't have much luck in the finals, but
two killer cars. I mean, Dave's car is immaculate, that Nova, but those Dodge NASCAR engines, 9,000 plus, they just keep going. And they're insane, those 2 cars. But Dave's Nova is a pretty car. It's a drag car actually, imported from the States. It's not a full registered car. It's a little bit gutted out on the inside. I don't think it's as heavy as what it looks.
You see, he had to drop the diff every time he changes the wheels to burnout wheels. It's a pretty big effort.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in the pits when I was there last year. It's you had to drop the full diff down because of the wheels are so big and the tyre size. They just can't get it off the studs off the car when it's up. So,
mate, he's a genuinely nice guy too. He did it unfortunately. I think the car before him dropped its guts on the burnout pad. So. They did clean it up really well, but I think a bit of gravel. He's not running big tyres in the front either, so he came back down the chute at some ridiculous speed and just managed to go out the exit, the entry. Just got off it and rolled out. So that was unfortunate for him.
Hey Jake, here's a good question for you. If you had talked about doing something, if you got enough likes on your Facebook page, like let's just say a shed skid, for instance. Would you do it? You would just do it. If you put a timeline on it by like the next show, let's say if you ran a fairly successful podcast, if you had said that you were going to do the shed skid by the next show, would you have just done it?
Depends. Well, the engine's actually like the top half of it's pulled apart, so like. It'd be actually good to test it.
All right, let's just say
your car's together. Your car's together. It's not as nice as your car.
Yeah, you've got a perfectly good shed. You've got a perfectly good skid car. It's all together. Would there be anything stopping you?
Nah.
In fact, you've even got someone else's drift car in your driveway. Would you have done the skid?
Of course.
Yeah. All right, Matty Cav.
I don't even have an excuse.
We're like 14 shows later and you still haven't done the shed skid.
Is Matty meant to be doing a shed skid?
I believe when we had Danny on, he said he posted on my page. He's actually got admin rights to my page, which was a mistake number 1. And he said if I got 1,500 likes on the burnout car page that I'd had to do a shed skid, which he then shared live while we're on the podcast about, what was that, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, and
3 weeks ago.
Strangely, we had 13 viewers, but we took Matty from 1,300 likes on his page to 15 or 1,600 or something like that in a 20-minute show. So, you're disappointing all 13 people who normally do this.
Well, he's soft. Yeah, you're right, sure. I am soft. Yeah. It's called renting my house, and Jackie hasn't yelled at us yet, but she will soon. And I can't afford divorce yet. I'm saving for it, all right? I'm saving it for when I can let loose. But the good news is I've been on to Taylor at High Tech. I am picking up oil this weekend and methanol, hopefully. So they've got a drum aside for me. I'm picking it up this weekend when I go to Sydney.
So we're getting it.
So we're going to find. I've actually spoken to Mark Siracusa with On It. He's got a somewhere. He's got a shed we can go do it in over here in Canberra, so we can do it properly. So he's actually meant to be at Burnout Masters this weekend. So I'll catch up with him, and he was keen. When I rang him, he said, "I'm keen. Like, come out. Let's do some skids."
So we do it at show 9 or show 10? That's the question.
It probably won't be on the show because he wants to do it just during the week one day after work. So I'm probably going to have to film it, but I'm going to have to film it and put it on the show, aren't I?
Yeah, you're going to have to.
I'm going to have to pre-record, like do my hair and stuff. And if we film it at a distance, I don't have to clean the car. That's even better.
I don't have any sort of performance car, so I'll try and do a burnout in my thongs or something like that. I'll stand out on the front driveway.
Mate, you got a Colorado, don't you?
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon.
You reckon I can do it? Yeah. All right.
I reckon we should do a live show and we should wind it up on your old man's dyno.
All right, done. It's been there.
Can Keelan tune it?
Do a virtual skid in the sprint car.
Yeah.
Well, we could do some ice skids.
Yeah. And do some eye flips.
I reckon we should tune it. We should tune it. Didn't Keelan get into a bit of diesel tuning?
Oh no, it's already been tuned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's good, mate.
We should do a dyno run out of it, I reckon.
Like it's at least 0.3 of a second quicker than any other Colorado that comes standard off the floor. So,
well, then it should be able to do a skid.
Anyone with a Colorado watching the show, bring it on. I'll race you.
Pink slips.
Pink slips is on.
Look at Cherie. Have you ordered a motor as well? Yes. And Brad actually was going to buy me pink paint to bring to Red Sennats take home with me because the next motor, Danny has told me the next motor that comes out of his workshop for me will be hot pink. It'll be like the Pecky's logo.
Oh, I like it.
It's just another LS, mate. Just slot them in. What do you learn? Don't look at the cam bearings. Just change the cam in a dimly lit room. Don't worry about it. That's my problem. I let the magic out of them. Never take the heads off. Just leave them in there.
True.
Oh, I tell you what. All right, Jake. Well, give us a bit of a plug about. You've got your obviously Sicko Industries. Got your merch on too. Did I see somewhere you were trying to? You got some new stuff coming out. Has it come out already?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually in the middle of coming together with a new website and stuff. So just keep an eye out on the Sicko page. But there'll be a lot more merchandise to be on the website, and it'll be to order. So you just order the product and then it gets sent straight out. So it doesn't matter have to worry about waiting on products. And yeah, so just keep an eye on that, everyone, and just check out my Instagram. It's Myers_Bros and my Instagram. My Facebook, Sicko and Sicko Industries.
Yeah, obviously we got it up there, so it's S1 CKO. Yep. So it's up there. Otherwise, you get it wrong. But do you think next year, maybe, just maybe? I know he doesn't come to any of the Gaznat shows, but if Gaznats is up there next year, if we all go back to a bit of normality, maybe you can go around to Tegan's and sign the other half of that photo. That'll be like father and son signature. Look at it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's get it. Take him for a lap around the Hidden Valley in the Mustang, but that's all right.
Oh yeah, do it. But you got to sign. You've got to sign here at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to know what he'll do to you in the car.
I'm not normally allowed in cars by myself.
Yeah, I know. He gets excited enough in a wingless. We didn't even get him in a sprint car. He got too excited they had to kick him out. I tell you what, these Speedway boys, they're wild, Jakey. I tell you what, burnouts and Speedway guys are pretty much got the same mentality. Just
it's that's why we hate running against the Gaznats with the Chariots of Thunder, because it's the same demographic of people. The same when we turn up the Speedways, the same guys for the burnouts, and we hate competing.
Funny because when we're doing a lap around that first corner, they're all just watching, like on the afternoon before the races. They're all just watching us just rock tires up that back straight. Yeah,
the amount of times that we'll be running Chariots and drivers are getting called up to the grid and their pit crew run around looking for them like mad, and then hanging off the fence, just like looking over, watching the burnouts going on. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's good to be able to sort of mix the two and watch what's going on. I know a few of the guys have actually left the track and headed over there to go watch a little bit that's going on. So good. Might have to try and do a burnout pad at the Speedway. Maybe I'll see if those stairs, they got some concrete left over, and maybe we'll do a pad in the middle.
That's it.
But there is a bitumen road there, so if I can do a shed skid, we can make it happen at the Speedway.
I like it.
I was gonna say, don't tempt Lynchy to go up there. He will.
Mate, he could do it down that. He could do it up that hill. I reckon Lynchy could do about 18 donuts up there. He is on another level. That guy. He's driver control. There's a few of them out there, but he's definitely one that's right up the top. I've actually done a couple of. Well, I did one straight with him at one of the Brashnats up in Darwin, and we got about 4 donuts in and smashed a tyre, so we had to stop. But
true.
Mate, what a ride that thing. He is.
You know what? I was meant to actually go passenger with him at Burnout Masters. We made a deal. I was going to go with him, and he was going to come with me. But then it got cancelled, and now we both can't go.
How would you control yourself with him in the car? Like, he's a normal, like, you take him out of burnouts. He is a pretty, like, just sedate, kind of chilled out guy. And you put him near a burnout pad, and, mate, it's like ADHD.
I think I'll probably be just closing my eyes when we're tipping it in because it'd be that bloody crazy.
He wouldn't be, I reckon he'd hype you up fairly well. That'd be one of the biggest tippings you'd ever done, I reckon, if he was in the passenger seat.
Yeah, that's it.
Who else is there, actually? Who else in the burnout scene would you love to get in the car with?
I've been with Nick Brasher. I've been with a lot of big names. Obviously, my old man.
Matt Kavanagh, Oh, sorry.
Once you get your car going again.
Yeah, only if he does a shed skid.
It's only a Commodore, bro. Don't worry about it.
I'm just trying to think, really. Lynchy is really the only person I really would like to go with. There's a lot of people, but he's the one that sends it the most, I reckon. So.
Oh, and the crowd love him. Like, he's a personality in his own. Little car, crazy stuff. It's insane, really.
There is actually one car I'd like to go in, which probably never get the opportunity to go in it. Blowing 68 from Perth, George's original car, burnout car from.
Yeah, because he's put that back together, hasn't he? He's not. Cause that's the original Monaro, Yeah, because that was There's a few videos getting shared around recently. That I reckon it was at Gaznats in SA back in the day.
Yeah, no, actually, I found a video of that actually the other day. I was looking at it. That's what brought it back to my memory. Back in the old days of Gaznats at Adelaide. Did you ever get around to get into Adelaide, Matty?
No, I didn't get down to Adelaide for those. It's only WNT I've done.
Yeah. So
Matt Jones would be another one, I reckon. He's Ute. I reckon he doesn't care about the body on the Ute like he does with the compact. He throws that around the pad a lot more. The compact, don't get me wrong, the motor, he doesn't care about the motor, but I reckon the Ute, he's just doesn't even care about panel damage.
Another person too would be Rick Fuller in his Ute in full on, he just the driving control of spot on.
Yeah, there's a few of them. We'd love to get Tegan in there. He'd get excited, I reckon.
Yeah.
We might get a word out of him. He might be too excited. If I do a shed skid, you're hosting the next show, mate. I'm just going to sit back.
All right, done. I'll bring some people on. I know.
Yeah, I think you should.
Then I might be able to have a conversation. But that'd be good. What's it like going in a car that you're not driving in the burnouts? Like, does it freak you out?
It's funny because it's more nerve-wracking. Like, because you're not controlling the car, you just like a lot more. Like, you don't know what's going to happen, but it's like when you're in control of it, it's like just send it, like, and it's all good. But it's just a totally different ball game when you sit in the passenger seat. Yeah.
Yeah, those two-seater sprint cars get around Australia, and I don't reckon I could jump in the back of one of those. I think I'd be absolutely crapping myself the whole way around.
Yeah, I bet, no doubt.
Yeah, I reckon that's a control thing. You got to be in control. Like some of the guys are getting pretty close to the wall. There's some big speeds now too, like Sydney Dragway. I reckon Phil Kerrigan. I went down to a Brashnats maybe 5 years or 6 years ago. That was like nearly 80 k's an hour on the speedo coming in, like on the speed gun.
It's got to be one of the biggest tip-ins I've ever seen, as in speed-wise.
Yeah. And there was no tyres on the other end back then, so he actually went off into the gutter.
Right. Yeah, that's right. It's funny how, like, if you put a wall and tyres there, it changes a lot. Like, if there's nothing in the road, you just send it because you're not worried about crashing into it. So it's like you draw the line, One
of the things I remember, though, is probably in the last 2 years, you've had a bit of drama getting off the pad, like tyres stuck under the car. Yeah. What do you do to combat that as a like, what do you have to change something on the car? Is it a style of burnout you do, or is it there actually something you do under the car?
So now, in January, we actually fixed that issue because it started to come about last year in Cairns at mental blank.
Northern Nats.
Northern Nats. We did the first qualifier skid and popped the tyres. I was finding it really hard. Like, it was just really, like, I could feel like it was just, didn't want to move. So we went off, whatever else, put on a new set of tyres, went out the next day. And it just, when I popped the tyre, it just literally just stopped on the spot. It would not go forward, back. I was just first, second, like reverse, going back. And I revved it up in reverse, and the bloody transmission blew up because it was bloody revving in the 9,000, which is probably like in transmission terms, that's 20,000 RPM in reverse. But that just blew that to pieces. That was pretty bad. And I said to Dad, like, we've got to try and figure out what's going on here because never had the issue before. So we actually took it down to Showtime Customs and Fabrication in Heathcote, and he actually changed all of the front end and the rear end. He actually lifted it a little bit, and some of the tie rod ends were just literally just clapped out. You could literally grab the car and just push it like that, like side to side.
Wow.
It was just all the adjustment and being out. You know, it hadn't been adjusted probably for 20 years. And we always had little issues with getting the wheels on and off, like the big 20 by 12s. And yeah, like ever since we took it to Showtime, they actually specialize in drift setups. They actually make their own drift set front ends, IRS for the rear.
And doing knuckles and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so they did a killer job. Literally every single comp, like this is a good for them. Every comp I've been to since like I've got the car fixed, I've actually won. So it's like what, you know. And then we actually put the power steering in it.
Yeah,
so that
you're getting ready for your old man.
Pretty much, because you know he's getting older. He's not getting younger. He turned 56 the other day. He's getting there. He's getting there. But no, it'll be good once it's all going on the street. At least it's power steering, and it'll be just like an everyday car, really.
You know, your mum's in here saying, "Tell them how much you love going passenger with your dad and the super skids."
Oh no, that's actually one thing I will not do is go in the car with my old man in a power skid. I'm telling you, mate. No.
He's good though.
He's good, but I don't
know how that XA stays straight. It's like it's on rails.
Yeah, it's like the Too Insane 2, that thing.
Yeah.
Just like sits there straight. Like the thing does not move a bit. Jump in my Mustang and the thing's like this. You just like either side or you go all over the place, that thing.
Probably not anymore. Now you've set the suspension up and now you got the steering in just in time to give it back to him.
He gave it a bit more camber too, so I reckon he said it'd be actually pretty good for power skids now. So and the rear end was out 8 mil. So now like at least I'll try and send it to the next comp I can go to, like Power Cruise or something. Hopefully we can. I really want to like next Power Cruise Sydney. I'll be there 100%.
Yeah, Beat Cup would be pretty happy to hear that. Bit
He
of a draw
wouldn't be
cut.
watching this.
Would have been good to see it put out Masters. I mean, they've changed it twice. You were actually meant to come up, weren't you, the original one?
Yeah, mate. I'm pretty spewing about that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we're hopefully you guys get out a bit of lockdown. How far away do you reckon the new car is? Now.
Well, it's actually at Showtime Custom and Fabrication at the moment. So he's just getting a few jobs out of the way, and once that's out of the way, you can get a. It's actually been through another shop at the before this, and now it's this. So this is the second shop. So we're getting all the rear end done. Just a lot of just little things. So then when we can get it back up to Mum and Dad's at the Myers Ranch, we can get on the rotisserie and get all the main body work done and underneath and smoothed off, and then get it off to the paint shop, and then off to the trimmers and then the rest of it.
And are you going to steal your dad's engine out of Sicko? Is that what's going to go in it, or something similar?
That engine actually was that is in one of the original ones of Dad's. That's the one I actually built up. We built up over a fair while. Then we sort of did a changeover from his old 302 to my new one, and then got George to tune that. and then we're pushing 20 pounds of boost out of that, and about 9 to 1,000 horsepower, 900 to So we'll put all the running gear out of that into the new car, and that'll be the Mustang's retirement, mate. So everyone will be able to see the bloody thing back in flames, black. It's So we've got some plans up our sleeve. Well, we did have plans up our sleeve for this year, actually, with the Mustang to change the colour and stuff. But I think I might leave it grey for another, next year, because it was missed out most of this year. So
it's had a year off now. It's going to be like new when it comes out.
That's right. So we'll probably still end up changing the colour.
It's probably missing you. It won't know what to do when you get there.
That's it, mate.
Yaz is going to have to get out in Naranda and leave a few around the street, I reckon.
Police would love it.
Look, man, it's been fantastic. I know I accidentally messaged you this week. That's basically yesterday. I accidentally messaged you and you said, "Oh, you're doing a podcast? I'll come on. How good's this?"
Yeah. I've done 3 this year. It's Summer Nats and then a few other ones. So it's really good.
I could feel that probably the COVID's getting to you. You're at home. You're not working, so what are you? You got no car there. You're not working. Is the streeter getting a bit of attention?
Xbox, mate.
Have you got steering wheel and pedals?
I do. It's the Logitech
G29
steering wheel with the pedals. Yeah.
We should talk to McIver, because if someone drops out of the iCot series, we should get you on doing the sprint cars in the iRacing. I can always give you my account to log on for the race.
I was actually messaging Grant from iHoon TV or Hoon TV.
Yeah.
He does a bit of that stuff, and he sent me a link. And I was like, "That's pretty cool. Wouldn't mind getting under some of that stuff."
We'll speak to McIver if someone drops out. I know it's because it's several celebrities and personalities. Where would you fall under that?
Oh God, you've been the judge of that, mate.
We might. I mean, iCot's got about twice the amount of people as us. What about 30?
Yeah, 32 last week. It was good.
Mate, they got a full-on production going in there. But actually, we might talk to McCall. We got a round next Tuesday, but our final one's Friday, the 2nd of October.
Yep. That's the last round.
Yeah, stay tuned, because I got an iRacing account you can use.
This could happen.
You need a PC for that, don't you?
Sorry?
You need a PC for that?
You need a bit of processing power, yeah. You can do it off a laptop if you got a decent one. I mean, you'd have some with your graphics, wouldn't you? Your laptop would be fairly...
Yeah, so the problem is I've got iMac. It's a bit big.
Yeah, I wonder what does Jakey run his off? Does he run his off Mac? No, I think he runs his PC. I'm sure we can find one. We're down in Victoria. There's plenty of people sitting around doing nothing. We'll talk to McIver. I can't promise you anything.
Yeah.
I'll show you a sneak peek of something.
What is that? The engine bay of the new car?
Nah, that's my brother's car. He actually my brother just bought the old 302 Windsor out of the GM 176, which is the old school Burnout Master winning 7-time championship Summer Nats engine, pretty much.
So Ivo's pretty keen then.
Yeah, my dad's like, show him this.
Yeah. What does that guy get? He's got an XC or B, or doesn't he?
Yeah,
I think last time I spoke to your old man, he said, "Yeah, I'm working on Ivan's car."
XC. It's getting really close, actually. So we're going to do a bit of a big unveil with my Mustang and his new car. So it's going to be pushing like both of them, So yeah.
What are people in Gaznas WA going to think? Normally, he's a guy stealing their alcohol on the front, saying you can't bring it in. He's going to be out there with them smashing tyres.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, true.
Normally he's sunburnt from head to toe, isn't he? By the end of the weekend, and he's standing at the front. I think he's only got the vest on by the end. He's flexing his muscles.
He's never done a burnout before, so hopefully he goes all right. I have to teach him a few things.
Yeah. How do you teach your older brother how to do a burnout?
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't reckon he'd have any drama. I reckon he's probably seen enough.
And there was another thing I brought up, actually. I saw around the little birdie said Lynchy's building a new car.
Is he?
Yeah, that was on the last podcast.
I wonder if he's building something big again or another small car, because I know, remember when he tried Stephen Loader's car up at Northern Nats?
Yeah, that was bloody crazy, GP&A.
Yeah.
And then Loader broke his trans or broke his tail shaft in his Corolla.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, it was pretty wild up there. I don't think it matters what Lynchy builds. It's going to be insane. He does a fair bit of work. People don't realise Lynchy's actually quite switched on when it comes to that suspension setup in the front. And he plays around with a lot of stuff because, you know, I know he's been giving advice to people like Brasher and all that sort of stuff on just little things they can do to help him steer.
Yep. Oh, crazy, mate. It's especially Jason Smith. He's got the what's his?
He had the Commodore that was unfortunately on that trailer. Yeah,
that thing was that was just the front end was set up min on that. Even I think Showtime Customs, who set up my front end, actually did that. But he's best mates with Lynchy, so I think Lynchy and him had a bit of a say in the front end. And mate, that's a full size VH,
I think. Yeah. Like, I reckon Red said that's 3. Yeah. He came out and annihilated that pad. It's not a big pad, but he was insane. Like, yeah, he's probably on par.
Even at the Masters at Summernats in Canberra, he come in. Oh mate, I swear he was like that far off the tyre barrier in the inside, and he made it to the finals, and his alternator shit itself, and then couldn't make it through. He had to just bow out of the finals. So yeah, it's pretty devastating for him.
A bit like Sheds Kids when some commentator bows out of something he's stuck to. Yeah.
Mate, I'm gonna hop on this live feed, mate, when you do that Sheds Kid, I tell you.
Yeah. It probably didn't last 30 seconds. A bit like the first time I got out, didn't I? I blew the engine up in a minute over in Gaznets, WA. That was a great way to buy a car. Yeah, look, it lasted 60 seconds. But
yeah.
Well, you know, you got to do this. It's an LS. Everyone tells me how good they are, but I seem to find the breaking points of them.
30 seconds is a pretty good time for you to last, though, Matty.
It's the best in my best time. I mean, that's all my times added up. That's my life of burnouts. We're talking burnouts still?
Yeah, burnouts, of course.
Oh, Gary Teague's on there. Look at that. Bring back Gaznets. Yeah, WA. Bring back Gaznets WA. How good was it over there? I mean,
who knows what the future brings for Gaznets WA, you know? Like, there's always stuff changing on the board over there. Like, there's a few dramas with getting the higher of the track and stuff. So hopefully, there's a few changes with the government and stuff, and we can get it back going for all the spectators. Because, mate, even the entrance, there was over 50 blowing cars, I think.
Yeah, 1 year we were right up there. That was and Collie. How crazy is Collie? Like, it's just one set of traffic lights. It's about. I'm glad I don't live in Darwin anymore because it's about 9 hours of drinking to get there from Darwin in a plane, and I'm normally passed out. I'm normally passed out in the passenger seat of Alfred's car by the time we pull up at the gates.
Yeah.
That's day one, and then try and do the next 3 days of competition with a hangover.
Hard work, mate. Hard work.
Someone's got to do it, Jake. That's all I'm saying. Someone's got to. Big Gaz is a bad influence.
We're not all Hollywood, I guess, so we can't.
Yeah. Someone has to do some work, you know.
Hey, that's it.
Well, jealousy's a curse, mate.
That's it, mate.
We know you do a little bit over there. Look, thanks for joining us tonight. It's been great. Look
Thank
at
you.
What's Gary over there? 65, yeah, mate. We'll we might get you back on if we actually get something. If we get something going like a burnout competition somewhere where you guys can come to, we might actually grab you back on.
No, too easy. I'm happy to jump on and give some feedback on some stuff and have a chat, mate.
Send the video of Ivo of his car when he gets it running, mate. I'll put my burnout video up. He can do his.
We'll have to do a dual live. We
could unveil the dual. I don't think I've got to get mine done the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, Tegan's not going to stop taking the piss out of me.
Well, if I skid the Colorado before you skid that, you're done.
Oh, that's
for,
embarrassing.
Yeah, your credibility's gone.
The car's sold.
and Danny's just for good measure.
yeah, Danny, I'm selling your car too, mate. You're building something new. You don't need the XD anymore. Hey, I reckon Jake's old man would take the XD.
Oh, he'd take anything, mate. You should see the farm up home.
Yeah, I don't. It's probably got more. Well, actually, there's not much car left after you take out the bog. So, no. All right, guys. Thanks, Jakey. We'll let you go.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
All right, take you to the rest of the show. I'm worn out.
No, I've run out of words.
Look, we didn't speak about it. We didn't speak about it earlier. We should try. Actually, we'll speak to McIver. That'd be pretty good if we could get Jake.
See if we can get a burnout champion on there. We've got so many other champions of different realms. I think there was a swimming champion in there somewhere, and There's me. I'm just a champion of champions, really.
There's Boy Power Australia's on there. We've got some strippers.
But no, it's been great. We've had 3 rounds so far. We've ran at Lanier Speedway, then USA International, Lernerville, one of my favourite tracks. And I mean, everyone who watches sprint cars, Knoxville Raceway, it's the place to be, the Knoxville Nationals every year. Unfortunately, same deal. COVID-19 struck. They're not able to run the general Knoxville Nationals. They still ran a show that was similar, but it wasn't up to that sort of level. So, but yeah, Knoxville Raceway, we ran there last night. We had a bit of a run with the boys on the Speedway on iRacing, and it's a whole lot of fun. The track goes really cool. It's a lot of low line and high line racing throughout. So I think you're going to see some pretty cool things. The format change has been great for the ICOT series, I think, Matty, and we've seen a whole lot better racing with the qualifying and the heat racing, pointing you to the B main and the A main like a normal race night.
Yeah, no, it's been good. And I noticed that on the socials, on the ICOT, obviously on the Chariots of Thunder page, Jason finally got his face on an ad.
Oh, he did it. That's the we went for a bit of an award, the Play by the Rules Awards. So that was for how you've sort of adapted to the world since COVID's hit. And Jason, he actually got asked to just write a submission, and instead of doing that, he submitted a video. So I'm not sure how that's going to go over, but of course, the mastermind behind the ICOT series, he couldn't help himself but talk himself up and tell everyone how he wears 1,600 hats. But you'd wear that many hats if you had a bald head like his anyway. Yeah. So. But he's done a good job of this ICOT series. 2 more rounds to go, of course, this Tuesday night. Be kicking off from 7:30 Australian Central Time. No, it's 7 o'clock. No, it's 7:30.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 8 o'clock, isn't it? We're later. It's a lot later than this. I think it's 8:30 my time. So I think it's 8 p.m. Australian Central Standard Time, 8:30 on the East. And it's back in 2010 for all those in WA.
Yeah, see, that's... Tasmania not invited.
Jock Goodyear's in there. How can you say he's not invited?
Yeah. Good point. But no, he's been one to watch, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the last couple of rounds. Back at Lanier Speedway for the final round, we're doing something pretty cool. We're going to open up the park down at Northline Speedway. We're going to do a bar night down there where everyone can come and watch the live stream down in the members bar that we affectionately know as the park now. If you're watching and you're in Darwin on the 2nd of October. 2nd of October?
2nd, it's Friday.
Yeah.
I had to check that the other day. They put a post out and it was like Friday, the 2nd of October. And I was like, it's not a Tuesday.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that on a Friday night.
It's easy.
If you're in Darwin, head on down, free entry. We'll have the bar open, plenty of cold beers.
And headache on Saturday.
But come on down and watch it. You'll be able to meet the rest of the committee. We'll unfortunately still be in the PRLX studio with no beers. So we'll see what we can do.
And the Sapphire Bar and Grill next door. So,
how good is that?
Oh, yeah. How good are the boys there? What else do we got? Obviously, the NTE series. We're still chasing some. It's still going ahead next weekend. So, I'm still got about 200 hours and overlays to do. So hopefully we get that done. No, it's getting there. We're still looking for entries. If you want to get involved, obviously it's Bathurst. You got to have 2 drivers. You don't have to be in the same cockpit. You can be all over the place, and that was my computer updating something in my ears. That was nice to hear that chime. Obviously the Bathurst E1000 State of Origin, all thanks to iSpark Electrical and Fire, great supporters of. Don't just disrupt the commentators or disturb, whichever one you want to look at. Doing this one. So hopefully we can get a few more entries. Now I think it's only $20, $10 a driver to enter, and we will be streaming that on Madicab Media, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube.
If you're watching now and you want to do an entry, a late entry now, everything closes tomorrow. So if you want to do a late entry now, don't disturb the commentators. We'll actually cover your entry fees. That's how rich we are now, Matty.
That's how rich we are. Yeah, we got sponsors. Where is my celebration stubby cool? I think the kids have taken it. Dan Mackey will be upset I haven't had it on today. I'm not drinking. I had a weekend of Red Centre Nats of multiple beers. And Brenda, our mate, Brandon the gentleman, Timmy Nickel. How good is that bloke? Toucan Timmy. He's going to miss out on qualifying. He's got an event on, but he said I think it's his brother-in-law is done iRacing for about 2 weeks. That's going to be. He's doing the qualifying on the Friday night, Saturday afternoon. So that'd be interesting. Also, this weekend, Tita has still got something on Friday night, tomorrow night, car park event. So get down to Tita. and we have some new stuff coming. Dicker Stickers, who did our hats.
Oh, how good are they?
Kelly Dicker, we did get onto her, but we've held up. We're dragging our feet, really getting back to her. It'll be good to get hold of, obviously, Dicker Stickers. Going to do some more 2212 shirts with let's hope I send her the Don't Disturb the Commentators logo.
Yeah, that'll be so good. That'll be so good if you get it.
We're down to underpants with Don't Disrupt the Commentators. That's what we're going to do. I'm sure she can do it for us. All right. Well, thanks everyone who joined in. It's been a big one this week. Good to have Jakey Myers on. Thanks again, buddy, for joining in. And we will see you in a couple of. What have we got going on the next couple of weeks? I mean, I got Burnout Masters, so I'll try and get some more videos and stuff from that.
Yeah, we basically got the ICOT series on Tuesday night. This Saturday night will be Catherine Speedway once again. So, don't know. I don't think I'll be able to make it down there. I'm house sitting at the moment and looking after animals, so I can't leave anything. So,
and if I don't do a skid by next 2 weeks' time, then Colorado will be out doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if I get a video through and I throw it up on this stream of me doing a skid, then you're done.
It's all over.
Mate.
Embarrassment.
You're done for.
Commodore's sold. We'll get rid of it. It's just another Commodore in the for sale section. All right. Thanks everyone who joined in. Hopefully share around, make some comments. Hopefully you got something out of this week, and we're going to make show number 9 in a couple of weeks. See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Excuse me. Who are you guys? This is not your office.
Sir, I know we come off as a couple of lady killers, but I promise you we will be super professional on the job.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Credits.
The
End.